Back in week 1, the Packers won a thriller in their first matchup against the Bears. Can Chicago even the score? Find out next on Madden NFL 22.
They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Dominated, boys, dominated.
That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First carry now for David Montgomery. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 25 carries, 101 yards.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Off play action, Fields.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in your offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33.
Now Fields.
This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. A gain of 6 there on first. Montgomery back to the ground. Down right around the 25. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Thomas has got it, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
They'll run with Montgomery. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle. But collectively, This defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They try again with Montgomery. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? Fields. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. Santos' kick is up and through. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive number 1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did. But he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 21 carries, 76 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8 from the 34 now. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And incomplete.
Just nowhere to go with the football. He was forced to put that one into Lake Michigan. I think his receivers have to do a better job of working free because he didn't have anywhere to go at all on that play.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call it a pickup of 3 and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
From the 24, Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
3 yards remain for second down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
2nd and 5 now. Rodgers caught by Cobb. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. That's complete, and once again, it's Cobb. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now a draw play. This is Jones. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. Now it's Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And that will come the offense as they take over. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around to make a play in the football.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Fields. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Fields now to throw. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
From the gun, here's Fields.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Green Bay's offense ready to go again.
They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Rodgers.
And he's going to be brought down short of the 1st at about the 31-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. To Montgomery to begin the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields steps away, and he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The Bears on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Fields. And a throw there going to be incomplete. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Robert Quinn. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
I think that time we just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing is Rodgers.
That's taken in by the tight end, Josiah DeGuara. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On play action. Now Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. The Bears now ready to take over again. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Tough running, but not a lot to show for it. They stop him shy of the 25. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not at all. He came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Montgomery, and he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Hey, keep it going, dog. Keep it going.
2nd down and 5. Back to throw. Fields.
And he slings one that's incomplete. The Bears on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
A shotgun snap. Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
I know where we're headed on this. Terrific catch. Gets his feet down. Sets up a 4th down and short situation. But I bet we're wondering, why didn't he get to the 1st down marker running his route? Am I correct?
You got to know where the marker is, right?
Got to figure it out. I know every receiver is taught that. Sometimes circumstances change it. At least they have an opportunity to make a decision with not much yardage to go.
1:55 left to go in the first half of play. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw there, complete to Rodgers.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Over the middle, that's caught by Amari Rodgers.
The clock rolls as the Packers look to hurry things up. On play action, it's Rodgers. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
And the Bears going to take over now late in this first half as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission. Now a 1st down throw. Fields.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
On 2nd and 10. Fields. Looking long for Thomas.
And this one taken in on the right.
I
believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge, a successful one.
Escaping the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw again on second down.
Fields, quick slant here to Smith.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10.
To throw is Fields.
Got a man and he hits him in stride. And blocked down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another first down. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Fields.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll head down. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3.
And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
And let me tell you, that wasn't as easy as it looked. Dancing away and moving forward for 6 yards. On second down and 4, Rodgers.
And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick, but instead it's third down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now a play fake. Rodgers.
He'll find Aguara complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Completion good for 14 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Now Rodgers. He's going up top for Taylor. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have drawn even here with the extra point to come. Even later into his career now, there aren't too many guys that can launch it downfield with accuracy better than Aaron Rodgers.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. Myers connects on the PAT, and they take the lead here at 7-6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. A first down and then some for Montgomery. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. 53 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff. And when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
Meanwhile, Fields throw complete there to Thomas. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A give. This is Montgomery. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 28. Fields to throw on 3rd and 1. Thomas has got it, complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
They'll run on first down. Montgomery. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Fields. Flush to his right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. His third rushing touchdown of the year, his 5th overall. And the Bears have retaken the lead. They'll look to throw. Now he's forced out right. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And that was the old QB one-man band play there in the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants in the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
After the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Packers offense set to go. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So possession goes over here on the punt. Onto the field now come the Bears. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now it's Fields. Flushed out right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. On the ground, it's Montgomery. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a hunting down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the 1st down.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From just shy of midfield, Fields. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been terrific so far. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Gonna throw right side here, complete. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Rodgers going to throw. Caught by Cobb. That catch good for only a couple. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. On 1st down, Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down. And a short gain down to about the 33. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him. And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 2nd and 7. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Rodgers now to throw. And he It's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first round.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Myers' kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the second half.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Now Fields. Now this will be caught by Mooney.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Fields now to throw.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Now Rodgers. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the Bears take over.
The Chicago offense set to get started.
They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and
and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap. Fields being chased out left. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. On first down, it's Montgomery. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Fields. He gets it to Thomas. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. On play action, Fields. That's complete to Mooney. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle to Smith. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Back to throw, Fields. Steps away to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Montgomery. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Oh, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, 5 between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for him, you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all, and that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy has struggled, and now he's found a way to make things better. That's pretty good stuff right there.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Finding some room at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43.
All right, this is the time in the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Rodgers. And that's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Rodgers to throw once more. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Rodgers now on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They'll break the huddle, send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 5. Rodgers throw into the hands of Cobb. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rodgers again now. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Rodgers to throw. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So the deficit now 3 after the huge conversion, but they need to get the football back.
So this is where special teams really comes into play, because getting the ball back, it starts with this next kickoff. How do they get downfield? Either jar it loose or to get the ball back themselves. That's going to be key for them.
A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they'll indeed take a knee. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It'll be a 51-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Bears, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to get back on track next week